This week's scenario is two fronts from the Steamroller 2015 tournament pack. It consists of the Killbox scenario. There are two rectangular zones. You can dominate the friendly zone for 1 control point. You can control the enemy zone for 1 control point and dominate the enemy zone for 2 control points. And you can destroy the enemy objective for 1 control point. 5 control points or assassination of the enemy warcaster wins.
Evening folks, Fort here. Today I'm playing Mercenaries for the first time on channel and this list for the first time ever. It is Shae in a Pirate's Life theme at tier 3. He's running a Galleon. He has Lady Aiyana and Holt, a couple of units of press gangers, the Devil's Shadow Mutineers, max unit of Sea Dogs with Mr. Walls the attachment, the Commodore cannon, Doc Killingsworth, Bosun Grogspar, First Mate Hawk, and my little pirate, Lord Rockbottom.
Hi everyone, this is Gaston, and today we are rounding out the end of Mark II by finishing up all the casters that never quite made it onto tape. So today I'm taking P-Kreoss. He's the battle box caster for Protectorate. This is an older list that I put together a while ago when I got my second Judicator. It's kind of nice having 2 Colossals because you really don't have to think too hard about what you're doing during the game.
Well, I won the role to go first. My opponent's list is just going to be brutal for me to deal with. I have really very little that can hurt those 2 Judicators other than the Galleon. I guess the Commodore cannon can shoot them. But Aiyana and Holt, he has so much shooting with those Judicators that Aiyana and Holt are just going to be in trouble no matter where they go. If Aiyana tries to influence the battle early, she's going to die. So I guess I'm going to try to park them behind the wall and hope they can live. I mean, drifts are going to get them, but that's the best I can do. With that in mind, I'm going to put the my Galleon across from my zone to try to contest that as much as possible. This wall in the middle is kind of a pain for me. And then I'm just going to line up the all the support and the Commodore cannon just straight down the board from him. The Commodore cannon I'll use to, I'm going to move it probably once the entire game, then I'm going to try to use it to shoot up the Galleon or whatever he gives me to shoot at.
So this list started out as kind of a skew list. The original list had Tristan Durant in it, running one of the Judicators. That way both of the Judicators could be armor 21. Unfortunately for me, I kind of left him at home, and I wasn't too sure I could find something that looked close enough like him that I could sneak it past Taudark. So he's been replaced with the Book and a Mechanic.
The press gangers and the Sea Dog crew have advanced deploy due to the Theme Force and Mr. Walls. So I'm going to put 1 unit of press gangers on each flank of the Sea Dogs with the Sea Dogs in the middle. My hope is that he'll concentrate on the Sea Dogs. I'll be able to keep a few of them alive by hanging them back, and then the press gangers will go in and each turn make as many Sea Dogs as they can. Now against his army, those stupid Errants that get to sack pawn or self-sack or whatever that ability they have, is they can prevent me from making press gangers unless I'm like really cagey about how I go about making my attacks. It's not an optimal matchup for sure. I mean, I don't think I can kill those 2 Judicators without some luck and getting a Galleon onto one of them.
So for advanced deployment, we're just throwing the Errants up there. I think the Errants and the Covenant are a pretty good combination when you're going up against pirates, because you can have the Book give the Errants fire on their weapons, and then even if they pass their tough check, they still have to take the fire damage if they don't roll it out the next turn. So, and then the Errants get, the quick work, so you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal on their shots. It just helps you get through those 30 tough models.
I'm going to run both units of press gangers up each flank. I have Pathfinder due to my theme list on turn 1, so I'll be able to get past this water and the clump of forests. My problem is I can't get past the water if I stay close to the board edge, because it kind of curves around, hits the board edge, so I can't really spread out as much as I would like. The Sea Dogs are going to go up the middle. I'm going to spread them out as much as possible to try to take as few hits as possible from these AoEs. Aiyana and Holt are going to go behind the wall. The Galleon's going to take his focus and run. Shae's going to move up. I'm going to put his Veil of Mist out in front of him, Aiyana, and Holt. There's really no direct shooting that my opponent has that can reach them this turn, so it's kind of futile to do what I'm doing here, because the drifts are what's going to get Aiyana and Holt anyway. And hopefully I'll live through this.
So this matchup is pretty good for a video because I'm not going to get to pop and drop. Even though you can kind of kill off Grogspar, Shae himself has groundwork, so he's always going to be defense 17 against my shooting. So there's no real doing this the easy way. We're going to just kind of have to do it the hard way. It's a little bit concerning with the pirates because of all the freaking buffs that they have. You've got Aiyana and Holt with harm. You got Weapon Master from the sword chick. You've got whatever the midget dude gives them, and I'm sure there's other things that I've missed. And then the press gangers bring guys back. So I'm relatively certain, going from memory here, that the press gangers only feed into the Sea Dog crew. It's got 2 units of press gangers, 1 unit of Sea Dog crew, so we're just kind of work on the Sea Dog crew to just kind of concentrate fire in that middle blob of guys. It's also hopefully relatively good for me scattering. It turns out the dice weren't really in my favor, so they weren't as fantastic scatters as I'd hope. There's also Hawk is kind of in that blob of guys in the back there. Maybe I can get a drift onto her. I believe she's got Sucker, but I don't think it'll help her against blast damage. So otherwise, the other thing I'm kind of concerned about is getting locked out of the zones by just how many models he has. So I'm moving forward a bit aggressively with the Judicators. I got the one of them who's just kind of a footstep away from towing into my zone there. Then we're going to have the purple one up top. He's actually going to run into the woods, and he's going to be prepared to go and just park himself in that zone up top. Because Shae's feet speeds all the pirates up, they're probably going to get an alpha strike. I kind of want to deny that as best as possible. So the book came up, he gave the Errants to fire, continuous effect on their weapons, and they're just going to start shooting at some guys now. My dice aren't particularly fantastic for these, needing something like 7s to hit, and you know, you get a couple guys, so it's not too terribly bad. Just not as good as I'd hoped, not as much thinning out as I'd hoped. Otherwise, P-Kreoss is going to come on up after this. He's going to put Defender's Ward on him. The purple Judicator is going to get to run, and then you're going to have the Vassal come up. He's going to ancillary attack. The original concept behind the list was that P-Kreoss could come up, you could feat, and then just have the Judicators shoot their caster, or you could have P-Kreoss go and feat on whatever their kind of heavy threats to the Judicators were. The Judicators shoot that down, you know, being able to hit finally with the boosted rockets. Hopefully kill that model, and then they can just camp at armor 21 and bully the zones and be basically immune to serious retaliation. And that's where having Durant, you know, Fortify on the second one and then Defender's Ward on the first one came into play. Also, it allows P-Kreoss to camp a lot of extra focus, which I guess in the new changes we know for the new edition isn't going to be such a big deal anymore, but he is a relatively squishy caster. And he is going to have to charge forward at some point in order to, you know, get people on his feet and make it worthwhile. So we're just kind of looking at Killbox. He's going to have some problems next turn.
Well, he didn't get either of the Judicators in the zone, but he has a whole line of Errants up front, and he killed quite a few of the pirates. The Sea Dogs don't have tough inherently, so they don't get to do a lot of tough rolls. That's what my little pirate's for, I guess. But he can only do it 5 times at the most, so I'm not going to be doing that a lot. I give 1 to the Galleon, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him. I think this is a feat turn. I just need to figure out exactly how I want to do it. The Commodore cannon shoots at an Errant and misses with a Mat 8. The Defender's Ward is tough. Holt died to blast damage last turn, but Aiyana lived. I should keep her back here, but we'll see what I do with her. I'm not sure yet. The feat, I didn't know the feat was able to move the Commodore cannon. I'm not very experienced with this list. I don't know what all this stuff does, so I'm making, you know, a lot of tactical decisions that are probably not optimal, or that are definitely not optimal. But all the stuff moves forward. It gets me within range. I also am under the impression that Veil of Mist allows me to run through enemy models without taking free strikes. It does allow me to run through models, however, it doesn't prevent me from taking a free strike, which means that my placement of this Veil of Mist where I just placed it is not a good idea. If I'm going to cast that spell this turn, it probably should be somewhere to protect Aiyana and Shae himself. That would have been a much better plan, but I did not do that. I was thinking I was going to get to a squishy all those support models back behind that line of Errants with a few Sea Dogs and just eat them up with Paymaster on my Sea Dogs. So I'm going to put Paymaster on one unit of Sea Dogs and Money Shot on the other. My little pirate's going to do his business, and hopefully that's going to be enough to hurt his army and get rid of that screen of Errants. I don't have to take that fire again for another turn from all those blasted crossbows. So this unit of press gangers is going in. I'm not likely to get any Sea Dogs back from Shanghai because of the self-sack, but I'm going to try to force him to either take the models from the outside and slowly go into a clump into the middle, or to give me one of those outside models as a Shanghai target if he clears out a guy, so that there's not enough distance between two of them. They have to be within 3 inches to be able to do this sack pawn thing, this self-sack thing. I hope you understood that mess as I was trying to explain it. But he does do what I had hoped. He takes the model that I wanted to not press gang, but then he was just in enough range to be able to sack pawn that model away as well. So I got nothing, and no Sea Dog reinforcements out of that. We'll try the same thing on the other side. I can't get enough models in to charge to make this likely to happen with Defender's Warden on his guys. So I'm just going to run around the back of this Judicator, or move so that next turn I can run around the back of this Judicator. I can't jam him out of the zone fully because I can't get to him past this errant screen. The purple Judicator I was able to jam a little bit so that he can't get out of the zone. Now the Devil's Shadows guys are going to go up. I'm just going to shoot one guy. I'm going to keep them spread out as best I can so that they won't die to a single blast damage. They get one, but there was no reason. I couldn't bring any of them back, and there's no reason for him to sack pawn or self-sack for that guy. I have the Sea Dogs and the Galleon and Aiyana and Bosun Grogspar left. So I think I have, what's his name, the Doc as well. So I don't have a lot left to go, so my turn should speed up a little bit here. That's another thing. We're not playing on the clock here, and thank God, because this army just is a clock eater. Oh, Doc actually hit somebody. Can't hurt him though with Defender's Ward up, even with poison weapons. That was a mistake, moving Aiyana way over there. I was thinking that I could jam the Judicator up so that he couldn't get through those woods to see her, but he can just. I can't. I don't have enough models up there to jam him completely. All he's got to move is a tiny bit, and he'll be able to see her. And so that was a mistake. Now the Galleon is going to shoot up his army a little bit. Shoot my army up as well. I roll enough shots that I'm going to get a few drifts into the back there, but I'm taking a chance here shooting. I can only see a few models that are in range. I forgot that this cloud doesn't block my line of sight. So the Judicator, or the Galleon, is shooting at these Errants that he can see, and it's not doing a whole lot. The book is a small base model, really, so I can't see it behind the line of infantry, my infantry and his. I get a few drifts and I kill a couple of choir, but that's about it. I make a couple of tough rolls myself. The Galleon is hiding behind my objective a little bit further than 2 inches from the opposite side of it. Hopefully it's going to be far enough to keep his Judicator from getting to me. the purple Judicator. I don't win that fight, as he can battle his guy and Defender's Ward him, and I can't chop through a Defender's Ward Judicator before a Judicator will chop through the Galleon fairly easily. A Judicator doesn't rate to kill him in one turn, but it's possible. And I can't kill him in probably 2 turns with Defender's Ward on him. So here goes the Sea Dogs. They're going to go in, and they get 2 attacks really, because they can use their guns in melee. Payday doesn't affect the guns as well as I had hoped, because they're not melee attacks, they're ranged attacks. So even though they can be used in melee, they don't get the Payday bonus. But the Hawk bonus for the Weapon Masters chops through the Defender's Ward pretty easily. And a couple of them, they get to do the advance after they stab something because of the Payday.
Well, as far as Shae feat turns go, that wasn't too bad. I was anticipating losing a lot more of the Errants than I ended up doing, so Defender's Ward did its job there. So we're just kind of looking now to whittle some more pirates down. There's just so frickin' many of them. Holy cow. We got the choir moving up. They're going to go ahead and throw, I believe, battle onto the Judicators. And then the Judicators are, he's getting an ancillary attack just to drop a rocket pod there. Kind of going to try to use his objective sort of as a way of preventing the Galleon from charging my Judicator. And we're going to play Ring Around the Rosie with that, basically. So that rocket pod did not a whole heck of a lot because tough models. So now we have my Judicator moving up. I want to get just line of sight through that forest so I can spray down the last, and more importantly Aiyana's over there, remove harm from him. We got Hawk up in my front lines, we're going to try to remove her. And we're slowly starting to pick out those individual solos from his army that make his army capable of dealing with my armor. You know, he's already got 1 Colossal to handle my Colossal, so there's some POW 21 action going on there with, I believe the Crane is POW 21. And then I need to work through all these Weapon Masters and take that away from them in order to keep my other armor safe. So we go ahead, we take out Aiyana, mission accomplished, and then just killing some more frickin' pirates, which is going to be like the entire theme of this game is just, there's always more pirates, always more. So we also knock out the last as well, which is good. It's always good. Now we're going to get the second Judicator to come on up, and he's going to be towing into the zone, so that way he can't destroy my objective and get rid of that. And then I'm trying to do some order of activations here because I don't necessarily want to attack my Errants. So he's just scooting up just enough to tow on in, and then he's just going to try to spray down the line. Naturally, he only hits 1 out of 3 guys. Go figure. Then he's just dropping some bombs into the middle of that melee. And we're just going to kind of hope that the Errant's armor 16 is able to keep him protected from that POW 8 blast. Which, one of them doesn't quite make it. Awkward. And we got the spray coming down. We managed to take out Hawk with boosted blast damage. So she's now out of the way. It's another threat removed. Sprays, again, because she has, I think it's Sucker, aren't so good against her because you have to directly hit, and then that problem goes away. So drop another bomb right at his feet so that way it can't scatter off. Kill some more of the press gangers, I believe are there. Get the Vassal, moving base to base. I think he's probably also towing the hill. Drop yet another bomb. He toughs one, doesn't tough the other. Mechanic just kind of runs base to base over there, the Judicator. So time to do something a little bit risky-ish with my Errants. I'm getting a little bit greedy here when it comes to dealing with these Mutineers. They're kind of a pain in the butt. I don't really like them. So we got the book coming up. He's putting fire on the Errants, and we're going to go for kind of a twofer. So we got the Errants charging in, and I'm going to try to kill his guys, get the quick work, and then light the other one in the back on fire. And I'm hoping, with 2 quick works I can maybe hit one of those and maybe get all 3. So the plan kind of goes awry when the Errant attacking the dude in that unit misses him, needing that 7 to hit, so it happens. But the other guy actually kind of makes up for it with smacking both his initial target, which was Crazy Chick, and then shooting Zira, which is Zira's the only one that matters, so that's why everyone knows her name. So almost awesome there. Almost, guys. Then we got P-Kreoss. He's got some kill box problems, so he's just running in to tow the kill box, hang out in the woods behind the Judicator. We're just going to save the feat for another day.
Well, that last turn was brutal, and it's only going to get more brutal as he has 2 undamaged Judicators, and I'm starting to run out of jamming pirates. I guess I'm going to try to get rid of the last 2 Errants that are in my zone, and then the other 2 with the rest of the pirates. Rockbottom's going to move up just to contest his zone. I'm not going to give anything out with him this turn. I'm going to save his last coin. Grogspar is going to charge. I guess I'm going to charge this close one. I couldn't decide which I wanted to go, but I decided I'm just going to walk up to this close one and stab him in the back. But I miss with a 3, even in the back. I was hoping that if I get rid of one of them, then they wouldn't be able to self-sack to stop my Devil's Shadow guy there from bringing a guy back. Now he has to kill both of them himself, and that's not going to be easy. If he can get to both of them. My 2 units of press gangers, the remnants of my 2 units of press gangers are going to try to jam these 2 Judicators up a little bit and get around his backside of this white Judicator to start getting into the choir and the rest of his support. Those ancillary shot guys are just they're just burning my army to the ground. I have to get rid of them. I can get a charge off on one of them this turn with that bottom rightmost press ganger, but nothing else can get on it, so I'm going to have to run one of them over there to get the gang bonus. The Commodore cannon shoots his objective, and he forgets, I forget too, that it has 1 less die, takes 1 less die from ranged attacks. We'll catch that later in the turn when a Shae tries to shoot it. But that's going to make a problem for me for getting rid of this objective, even with the Commodore cannon. I bring the Devil's Shadow Mutineer chick back. I'm not sure where to bring her. I mean, that Judicator just will remove them if I don't keep them far enough apart. Do it with the spray and the shooting. So now, in order to stay out of the kill box, he had to move P-Kreoss over into that forest behind the Judicator, and I thought maybe I would get line of sight on him, so I fully loaded up the Galleon. Finds out that I'm about 1/8 of an inch not being able to see him due to 3 inches of forest as far as at the furthest that I could move. If I had gotten another 1/8 of an inch, he was on no camp. I think the game would have been over right then. But such is life. So I'll turn him with my last millimeter of movement and fire a few shots off into his support, not doing much of anything. The Galleon is probably going to die unless I can get something in front of this Judicator to keep him alive, and I think I only have like 2 models that can possibly get in front of him without taking free strikes. Got to rely on toughs, I guess, to keep my guy alive. He could trample over him, of course, but that'll take away 3 of his attacks if he does so. Damn self-sacking or sack pawning or whatever the hell that's called that those Errants have. I hate that ability. I hate it with Circle, I hate it with Scorn, and I hate it with Mercenaries now. Trying to decide what I'm going to do with Shae and what I'm going to do with the rest of these press gangers up top here. I make a mistake and I charge P-Kreoss with one of them. I probably would have been better off just running them all, the 3 of them that I have left up there, and getting them all 3 in front of this Judicator, spreading them out a little bit along the path to the Galleon so that he can't get to him. The other guys are going to move around and the Sea Dogs and shoot up what they can. I'm trying to put hits on the book. I don't know why now. I guess it doesn't do much now that most of the Errants are dead. I don't really have any. I don't really have any things that the book is good against. I guess the slam from the Commodore cannon and Shae's coup de main, or whatever spell that is, blow the man down, or whatever it is that knocks people down. So the Sea Dog takes out another choir, puts a couple hits on the book. Or sorry, that was the press gangers, the bottom press gangers. The Sea Dog's going now. He kills another choir member. He's down to one choir guy left. Wish that had happened earlier. Now here's where I try to shoot the objective with Shae, and we realize that his objective has -1 damage on shooting, -1 die on shooting damage, and so I change up that and just move Shae back a little bit to keep him from getting killed by the Judicator.
Alrighty, well, I almost placed the Errants perfectly, but I didn't, so I guess some of the Devil's Shadow coming back. But I have a plan in order to stop that. I'm just going to let him kill all of my other infantry, and that should take care of that problem. This turn, my big goal was to get a Judicator onto that Galleon, and there is exactly one Pressganger who is in the way. So we're actually using P-Kreoss's feat. He's going to very tactically use it to knock down exactly one model, who happens to be the one model I care about. And then he's going to go ahead, he's also going to throw a Defender's Ward onto the purple Judicator, just in case. I'm not really planning on killing the Galleon, but I do want to focus all my attacks on the side with the higher power melee weapon, so that way he's going to be striking back against me at a disadvantage. So we load up both the Judicators. Using my choir is probably going to be their last turn of Chant Battle. So the one Judicator turns, he centers on the pirate who I care about, and just starts blasting away at him with rockets. He toughs once, he toughs twice. I'm very not happy with that. Like I said, I can't wait for that Mark III to come. So anyway, moving on from there, we take the flamethrowers, we take out Grogspar with it, take the other side flamethrowers. I think we kill off another Pressganger. There's just still pirates coming out of the demon hole. It's a bunch of cockroaches. So now we get the Vassal. He's got an ancillary attack with the stupid rocket again, and thank the Lord that frickin' pirate died. So and then we do the secondary scatter nowhere. So now my Judicator is finally free to charge his Galleon. And so he just goes on up, he does his thing. This guy is my hero, because he rolls ridiculously hot on damage. So it's going to take the Vassal coming in for ancillary attack, but the Judicator fully one-rounds his Galleon. Just completely obliterates him. That was completely unexpected. I hadn't really considered that as a possibility, so I was pretty blown away right there when that happened. Very proud of that Judicator. So I got the one Judicator now in the top zone, the other Judicator is still towing in off that hill to the bottom zone. He's locking everything down. So now, hopefully the game will turn into just grind against all of these ridiculous pirates. Because the feat has knocked another pirate down, the Mechanic is actually able to come and kill him with a wrench, of all things.
Wow, that was not expected and not pretty. The Galleon is gone for nothing. It killed like maybe 3 models this game. And on top of that, I have nothing to kill. I have nothing that's going to hurt these Judicators. I think the game is over right now. I'm going to see what I can do to try to pull out a scenario victory. I think my only chance is to keep him from Defender's Warding this bottom Judicator and chopping it up in a couple of turns and hoping and praying for tough. With that in mind, I'm going to go in and just surround him with these guys and beat on him as much as I can. The Judicators are just such incredible anti-infantry platforms. The matchup was a bad matchup. As soon as I saw it, I didn't realize how bad of a matchup it was. I'm still bringing back Sea Dogs, but not many. I think I'm starting. I mean, I turned a choir member into a sea dog and the book into a sea dog, but I don't think I'm going to get anything else. Actually, I haven't turned the book into a sea dog yet. I turned a choir and a Vassal Mechanik into a sea dog. I guess the Devil's Shadow guys, they actually can shoot and maybe turn something into a Devil's Shadow. I have to be careful so that I don't get sprayed to death. I think I probably just put them in a position where they're going to get sprayed to death. So the chick shoots a guy. I shoot the book a couple times. He still has 1 health left, so I can take him out, but that's about it. P-Kreoss himself killed the press ganger that was on him, so I don't have a whole lot that I can get back there on him to keep him honest. Shot the objective again with the Commodore cannon. It's down fairly low. I think I can kill it with melee in a turn or two. I would really I really need to get Shae into his zone. He's not going to do anything in the top zone. He can't contest, and all he'll do up there is die to that Judicator. I'm just going to have to rely on tough pirates to contest my zone as long as possible. Because he's going to kill my objective on his next turn easily. There goes the book and that 1 Vassal Mechanik down south, so that takes away 1 of his ancillary attacks. He still has 1 left up top. I'm going to try to remove that if I can. My pirates here failed their command check, so they're just running away. I was told incorrectly that they have to run directly away from all enemy models. I didn't think that was right, but that's why I moved the guy differently. They don't have to do that. They just have to move so that they don't move closer to any enemy model. So that one pirate that was going to run down and try to contest his zone and then rally failed to do so.
So all of my support's more or less dead at this point. So just kind of down to the strength of a couple Judicators. No, you know, it's just a terrible position to be in. So we get the bottom Judicator. He goes ahead. He boosts twice to flamethrower to death the rest of the Devil's Shadow, and then also gets some other random pirate in the spray as well, I believe. And he sprays some more pirates and drops some rockets on even more pirates. Lots of pirates still to go. Then we've got my other Judicator. We got a couple pirates hanging out in the zone there, being tough. I think one of those is Lord Rockbottom, and the other one's just kind of a press ganger. So, and I still have to kill his objective before I can even start, you know, getting control points. So we're doing a rocket shot and scattering again. So the other Judicator comes on up. He punks the one guy, kills him, hits the objective, destroys it. It's all good. Yeah, the Vassal come on up and I'm going to ancillary attack, hit Rockbottom with a flamethrower, and he toughs. So there will be no control points for me this turn. Well, other than the one I get from blowing up his objective.
Well, my objective's gone, but my little pirate toughed out enough to keep him honest in that top zone. And my pirate came back. Or he hasn't come back yet. He's going to run to just get to the toe of that zone to give myself 2 tough pirates, and hopefully he'll come back at the end of his activation. I'm going to do what I can to kill. Yeah, he came back, so good. I'm going to do what I can to kill his objective this turn. It's going to have to be Shae probably, and then jam up that Judicator. I believe that my time is running out. (2 to 1) in control. he's going to dominate my zone his turn, and then I'm going to have to run a pirate over there. That's what I'm doing now, is trying to run pirates to be able to contest next turn. And maybe Shae with Storm Rager up and a few of these other pirates can kill this Judicator before I lose on scenario, but it's not likely. I'm pretty much down to my last gasp, last straw. He's going under. It's like DiCaprio and Titanic. Glub glub. Not enough pirates in the tub, I guess. Yeah, we killed the last of the damn support models that he had running around. Now it's just Judicator and the casters. I guess it sounds like a band. P-Kreoss and the Judies. P-Kreoss and the two Judies.
So back to trying to clear out the zones again. We've got a couple Judicators. Gonna bring the one in to kill off some pirates. He's just going to charge that one press ganger, go to max reach on the little Rockbottom guy. He will hit, knock down, tough the press ganger that he charged. He's going to hit and kill Rockbottom here, no tough. He's going to buy his remaining attacks on the press ganger. He's going to tough through all of them. Then I am kind of concerned about the Judicator down at the bottom, taking a hit from Shae with Storm Rager up. So I'm trying to move him closer so that P-Kreoss can charge over and swap Defender's Ward onto him. Unfortunately, you can see now that the camera angle's changed. There's a pirate in the way. So he just kind of inchworms around, takes both of his rocket shots on that knockdown press ganger, only guy in the zone. He toughs through all of them, because why would he not? And so then the Judicator just takes a flamethrower shot on Shae, misses it, needing, I think, boxcars to hit. But he does kill off another pirate. P-Kreoss charges in. There's a couple pirates over there. He just reaches in because of the forest slowing him down. He's not able to get in range to throw Defender's Ward up on the Judicator, nor is he in range to throw Purification onto Shae to knock off Storm Rager. So we're just going to end up eating that, is what it amounts to.
Well, while that one blue pirate up there in front of the purple Judicator made enough tough checks in a row to get named, that was me. That was what I was doing when I was riding on his back there. Every time one of my models with tough makes 5 tough rolls in a row, they get a name. His name is now Billy Budd, in tribute to Herman Melville, I guess. However, his buddy in the yellow slicker, when he died, that was the last 2 press gangers of that unit. Billy didn't like it. Billy must have been bunkmates with the slicker dude, because he failed his command check, and that allowed P-Kreoss to. That was, in fact, that was his last possible chance to stop me from contesting that zone with that model. It allowed P-Kreoss to gain 2 control points in that zone. Now it's 2-3, and I'm in deep trouble. If I'd been able to contest that turn, I might have been able to kill this bottom Judicator with Shae and the cannon in a couple of turns, and use the rest of the pirates to keep contesting up top. But with the demise of Billy, or the chickening out of Billy, he can't. He's not going to be able to stop P-Kreoss from taking that zone again. Shae had announced the charge, and then we measured the control to see if the reach of the Judicator, to see if I was going to take a free strike going in. And with Storm Rager up and all that focus, he does hurt the Judicator quite a bit. However, he's likely to die if P-Kreoss decides to crank up the Judicator. I did knock out a couple of systems on him.
So it's kind of as I feared. The one Judicator at the bottom is a little over half dead from Shae beating on him. But we've got the Judicator in the zone. He moves over. I'm sick of this tough guy. He two-hand throws him out of the zone, and P-Kreoss walks in to get a couple control points.